welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, here in the Crystarium, where I want to start the healer role quest, which begins here with Giott. Don't you know better than to sneak up on a dwarf mid-flagon? Not even a proper greeting, even. Look here. Lally-ho! My name's Giott. Lally-ho? See? Now that's a greeting. Lally-ho's aside, just who are you anyway? I dare say I'd remember someone like yourself if we'd ever met. You're from the same strange land as the Crystal Exarch, you say? Well, well, well. He's an odd sort, the Exarch is. He knows things, right? And he's got some sort of mystical power? Don't suppose you're the same, are you? Because I could use someone with powers the likes of which this world has never known. I'm hunting senators, you see? Well, one in particular. A healer, not a half bad at the job, huh? I like your confidence. I wish I could take your word for it, since you sound like just what I'm looking for, but I have to ask you to prove it. There's no need for that. Listen here, the sin in your eye hunt ain't your average abomination. You can't blame me for wanting to make sure I'm not leading you to your grave. That'd be bad for both of us. So, would you get yourself over to the forest of a lost shepherd and we'll see what you got? Oh, Sylvania, glad you found the place alright. Now for the prey. Ah, that will do. Now I just take a deep breath and... Hey, your mother was a hobgoblin and you ain't much to look at either. Come here and face me, you craven shite. Though Giott lies prone, the creature appears indisposed to cease its rampage. It seems that it will have to be dealt with. Okay. I thought I was out of that, but apparently not. Healing. Ha! See, that wasn't so bad. I reckon I broke 3 of the ribs and at least one femur there. But my bones feel just fine now. Better than before, actually. That beast gave you no trouble. Seems you're just what I'm looking for after all. We can talk about the rest back at the Crystarium over a drink or three. The folk at the Wandering Stairs know how to keep them coming. Meet me there. Okay. There's nothing left give flagon of ale after a well-earned victory. Didn't do anything. I didn't say it was my victory. Of course, I find myself a partner of uncommon skill, so maybe it was. Whatever you want to call what we just did. Doing it helped us understand each other, sure enough. I've seen that you're a masterful fighter and learned that I'm fearless as the stone. So, a fellowship is forged. Now, that I'm sure you won't get yourself killed, I can tell you about the sin eater I'm after. It's one of the so-called Cardinal Virtues. Sophrosyne, and it's a nasty piece of work. Each of the virtues looks like one of those fools who brought the flood upon us, but this one takes after the worst of the bunch. Lamitt, disgrace to all dwarven kind. Knowing that one of our own people was a warrior of light is bad enough, but Sophrosyne being out there looking all dwarf-like, well, it don't help matters, a cursed thing. The Council of Elders, they don't want to live with the shame of Lamitt's sins no more, so the head of the council, the eldermost elder, stay with me here, gave me this job. Hunt down Sophrosyne, slay it, see that it don't keep sullying our good name. I'm our strongest warrior, so if anyone's going to do it, it has to be me. That's fine, I'm more than up to for a contest of might. The problem I'm having though is that Sophrosyne keeps healing itself, and it's, well, deeply annoying. I suppose it's because Lamitt herself was some kind of master of the art, but Sophrosyne's healing so powerful that no matter how hard I whack it, I can't leave a scratch. To make matters worse, it also flies about, carefree as you please, resurrecting other sin eaters. We'll be up to our eyeballs in them forever if we can't do something about those curative powers. That's where you come in, right? Yes? Great. With those skills of yours at hand, we'll find a way to put an end to this stain on my people's history once and for all. We could argue against Lamitt, but I don't think it's worth it without proof. You might not have heard, but the tales say that Lamitt roamed the land without her helm. She willingly showed her face to those who went kin. She knew full well that it would dishonor her and us all, and she did it anyway. And there's a part about bringing doom on all the world. Not one of our taboos really, but it's generally frowned upon. And now she's back. Face bare to the world, a sin eater. What could make a dwarf go so wrong? But we have ale to drink and sin eaters to hunt. In that order. You healed my body sure enough, but I need a few more flakes to restore my vigor. And by a few I mean about 100. Come and find me later. Alright. And who are you? You're looking at me. You got something to say? Got ya, huh? Of course I remember my new partner, and I ain't drunk neither. I'm a dwarf. It'll take more than, however much I had to get me under the table. And now you know one more thing about me. This'll only strengthen our fellowship, I'm sure. So we need more than just the sense of camaraderie if we're out to take down Sophrosyne. So I'm thinking we should start with observation. Get you a look at its healing powers. Let you see what we're dealing with. Now, this is the perfect place to overhear the right sort of information if you listen. Don't get the wrong idea. I don't get in the way of no important drinking. But I do pay attention. Anyway, what I heard is that Sophrosyne been spotted in Colusia. Then I remembered there's a little pub in Stilltide. The Leaky Keel it's called, and they make a decent brew. Some of the folks there should be able to point us in the right direction. But more drinking, right? And just what you're looking at? Fine, fine, no need to give me the murderous stare. I know what you're thinking. That Giott, you think to yourself, always drinking and lounging about, and drinking some more. What a sluggard, what a drunkard! What a magnificent beer! Oh, I wish I had a beer like that. Yes, I know. You don't need to explain yourself to me. We really should work on finding a sense of humor. Maybe deal with it after Sophrosyne. It might take a while. Anyway, you'll be happy to hear that while I was waiting, I got my hands on some prime information. Also some excellent wine, which, no, information first. Right, So, according to the local fisherfolk, quite a few sin-eaters have turned up near Brightcliff lately. I suggest we go there and kill as many as we can find. We can't say for sure where Sophrosyne appear next, but if it's in the area, it won't pass up a chance to revive its fallen friends, right? And while we're at it, you can vent some of that pent-up rage you've got. Don't need to be pretty so long as the jobs get done. Just make sure to find me again before Sophrosyne shows up, you hear? Can't fly in Colusia yet. Hello, Sunita. And back to Giott. That should do it. Now we wait to see if Sophrosyne shows itself over those bushes, I say, and I've got the wine right here. There, that's it. See, it revived the other one. Hey, what's wrong? What a lonely place to die. The world outside is even worse than I feared. Is someone there? You're alive? Well, why didn't you say so? I can't do much for the dead, but the living, that's a whole other matter. I can't believe it. Oh, my wound is healed. Thank you, kind stranger. You sure are lucky that I passed by. You might have died, you know? You'll hear no argument from me. I was a fool. The thought of the hobgoblin I was after might have friends lying in wait. Never so much as crossed my mind. I shouldn't have been out here alone. With your magic to keep me fighting, though, the numbers wouldn't pose a problem. What do you say? You don't look like to have a party of your own yet, and I could certainly use a man like you on my side. Well, I'm no man, you unripened god. Why, I've never been so insulted in all my life. Let me tell you what's what. I'm Lamitt, proud daughter of a tall family, and if I catch you mocking me again, I put you right back the way I found you, you hear? Yes, ma'am. I certainly didn't mean to offend. The beard misled me. You see, wrong thing to say to a dwarf. And that's that. Look at my treasure. You certainly look the hero. Now let's see you act like one. Hello? Serenia? Hey you! Under this loud, half-empty flagon, point you at the dung sniffer. Your mother was a hop and your face looks like a newborn's ass. That was colorful. Straight face as always. A refreshing round of insults always cheers me up, but I'm starting to wonder if you have as much trouble with fun as you do with jokes. Are you sure your mother ain't a hop? Fine, never mind. At least you got what you came for. You didn't miss much. After Sophrosyne brought the other eater back to life, they both floated off to who knows where. But what happened to you? You saw Sophrosyne in the real Lamitt's past. I knew you had some kind of weird power. Sounds to me like what you witnessed was the beginning of Lamitt's journey, right after she left home. It's odd. You said she was wearing a helm and she helped out with injured traveler just like any dwarf of honor would do. Maybe she wasn't born a monster? But then... It don't sit right with me neither, but standing around wondering about it won't do nothing but make us thirsty. We're done here, so let's get back to the crystarium. And nothing like a flagon of ale after a job well done. Don't give me that look. I did stuff this time, you saw. You also saw Sophrosyne's magic work its magic. So since you haven't said nothing about it yet, I'm guessing you didn't have no such revelation about how to stop it? Don't worry, I didn't expect you to solve my whole problem just like that. I only need you to remember what you saw today. Keep it in your mind. Then maybe something will come to you when you're working your magic elsewhere. Me? I like to think while I drink. It's the most efficient way, so you can find me here if you need me. I'll let you know when I have a plan. Giott is eyeing you. Presumably, it's a bit hard to tell. Lalio, looks like you've been training hard. In fact, your muscles so much bigger, it's almost like there's 3 of you. Yes, I'm joking, as you know. But you do seem stronger. I don't suppose you came up with a clever plan for stopping Sophrosyne while you're at it? Don't worry, I have another test in mind that'll get us some information. We'll be better set to think of something. We'll be killing sin eaters again, but this time you're healing them. Well, trying to anyhow. I don't expect it to work. Sin eaters ain't like us or like any sort of normal creatures. By seeing your healing magic fail to heal them, we should learn why it don't work. Then maybe we can figure out what's so different about Sophrosyne. I've heard from folks passing through that stray sin eaters find their way to armor rank pretty often. Meet me at Morksuk and be ready for carnage. You know, I heard that the liquor here ain't fit to drink, but it's not half bad. Gets the job done and with a real kick. Oh, I know what you're thinking. That Giott always downing one ale after another, you think to yourself. And so good at it too. I'm uncontrollably jealous. I just can't take anymore. And you quietly weep on the inside. I'm sympathetic, I am. But my drinking is important, no, indispensable. Dwarfs get fiercer the more they drink. really fuels the fire within. I can see you don't believe me, fine. You leave me no choice, I show you. I go on ahead and dice some Sin Eaters in the time it takes you to finish off this Maud's will here. Just gulp that down and come and find me. Southeast of here, you see. A half-finished bottle of alcohol, apparently purchased by Giott, sits on the mat. The local concoction within is a deep brown, and from it wafts a stench that can only be described as atrocious. Yeah, sure. You hold your nose, gulp down the remaining liquid. At first you taste only pure Chirurgeon's alcohol, but you will note the aftertaste. It's the flavor of slightly more potable alcohol, with a hint of feet. Amazing, you finish. Of all non-mod customers, only you and the Dwarf ever drink so much. See, your average Sin Eater is no match for me, not with the power of tradition and alcohol on my side. As a matter of fact, I've put down another before I got to this one here, but I did the job a bit too well. Really mangled the thing. It was pretty gross, flattened in all the wrong places, with bits poking out and the like, so I got it out of here. Anyway, you get the idea. I drink a lot, I kill stuff. You have to admit that is an effective strategy. And now that we've got our Sin Eater patient, you can try out your healing on it. Go on. Just click at it? Yeah. Oh, good. As I thought, nothing. Did you figure out the why of it? I think it was never really alive to begin with. You're right on that one. Sentients may look like people or beasts, but it's like they're just pretending. They're not truly alive. Only the light drives them. Keeps them going like winding an automaton. And healing magic ain't meant for restoring life to something that didn't have none to begin with. But if Sophrosyne's power ain't like the healing magic we know, what is it? I also wonder why it didn't come and revive this one. Is it just too far away to take notice? Then again, I never heard tell of it appearing at home Mr. Switch neither. Oh, and so many Sin Eaters got killed there that you'd think it would take note eventually. So why only resurrect some Sin Eaters and not others? It's all too much thinking, not enough drinking. To the Crystarium. The mod stuff alright, but this year's fine ale. At least that's what my body tells me, and I always listen. That's how I keep my muscles primed, my spirit high. Speaking of, would it kill you to relax a little? Being so serious all the time can't be good for you. And the silent staring just makes you seem morose. You won't kill Sophrosyne any faster for not drinking, that's for sure. Nothing comes easy to sober folk. And that's why I need a few more on me before I can really get to the work figuring out why Sophrosyne does what it does. I keep feeling like I'm missing something obvious, but okay, but I end this episode here, and next time we continue this. Until then, mace and don't get lost.